Okay, now we are recording. So yesterday we were seeing the configuration of an email account. Did you guys have some questions regarding email before we move on? Let's see some reports about email. On email, we have our usual summary reports and detailed reports. Okay, so if I go, for example, by campaign, I can select sales, select the initiative. I'm going to click from tomorrow. Okay, and I can see here all the emails that I've had. Okay, remember that we didn't reply all these emails. For example, here I have 2 emails on this, 2 emails on this. We don't have any attention level. The initiative was inbound. The region was an email, first agent, because the email was assigned to my agent. I have here all my times. Remember that we disposition all of this as test. And we have here all the tickets that we created with that. Okay, so let's go to the last, because those were the one I responded. I remember. Let's see. Let me see on email.
Can we filter by the non-answered email?
Sorry?
There is any way to filter by the email which not answered or respond?
On the reports, you can download or export the report, and then you can work with the report as you want.
Okay.
For example, you can export it to CSV and then work it like you want on Excel, for example. On the supervisor, we have also in archive all the interaction that we manage, and you can have here filters. For example, I want to see all the emails by Gerardo. Okay, and if I do that, I can see here, but this is just for supervising the interaction. I can see here the actual email. Okay, and if I want to, I can reopen that interaction. The agent also can do that. Remember that we talked about the reopening yesterday when I tried to explain that in asynchronous channels we can be able to reopen an interaction. Yeah, that's why I don't have it on the report, because it's still on my queue. Yes, you can see it here on monitoring. The supervisor shows monitoring the current interactions, the appointments that any agent have done, archive the finished interactions, and queue waiting the interactions that are on the queue and in waiting and abandon it. Okay. Remember that all the reports, when I see an interaction on the report, is because it's finished. I was looking for this specific interaction. Let me close this. I was looking for this interaction, but I didn't see it because it's still here. Okay. Okay. So if you have threading, for example, here I have 1, 2. Here I have, let me go to my email and try to respond that. Training. Oh, no, no, no. Hello, I did not receive the email. Okay. I just responded from my email. Okay. I want you to see my response. I want you to see the report, and then I'm going to reopen this interaction. Okay. Because I want you to see a report like this. Okay. Let me show you. Okay, I have it right here. I have the notification here. Okay. Hello, I did not receive any information. Hello, I'm sorry to tell you, but you do not qualify for a plan upgrade. Please reach us next month. Okay, I'm going to send it, and I'm going to finish this interaction like this. Okay, and I want you to look at this, because this is the report that will give you all the legs of the interaction. If you execute by campaign, you will see only this row. You will see that you have one interaction that had 4 mails, the position was next max, and so. Okay, but if you want to see all the legs because you have activated the threading option, you have here the report that can show you all the legs. Okay, so this is very important. And if the agent sees here, I can see here my next month from Laura, I can reopen that. Okay, oops, I didn't want you to, I didn't want it to end. I can reopen. But if I just received here the email, here it is. If I respond here, inConcert will automatically reopen that interaction. Okay. Okay, great. So let's.
If the sorry, if the agent finalize the transaction and mark the conversation as as finished disposition, but the customer reply to it. It will reopen the conversation or create another new one.
No, if it's the same and you haven't put a but, it reopens the same conversation.
Okay, it will reopen the same conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. I have here an telephony campaign, but let's create a new one. Okay. Okay. I'll be creating. Do you want to create the telephony campaign on the same campaign or a different campaign?
Okay, let's have it on a different campaign.
Another campaign. Great. How do you want to call it? Create new campaign. I remember that we put here Europe, right? Yes, this one. How do you want to call it? Support,
Let,
right?
okay,
And we can practice the attention levels. Okay, support. Great. Let's assign first our members. Okay, great. Permissions are the same. The default when I create a campaign is all day, but I'm going to put from Monday to Friday, not on Saturday. Or maybe support should be 24/7, right? Let's put it 24. Oops. Confirm. Oh, sorry. I missed the bottom here. Great. Okay. Sys integration, we will not have anything yet. I'm going to uh, oh, I have an answer. Someone asked me yesterday if a conversation, if an interaction was reopened, that conversation is assigned to the scene engine.
Yes,
Yes, Ahmed, I confirmed my answer. If the conversation is reopened, we look for the last agent that took that interaction. If he's available, we send the interaction to him. If he's not available, we send that to the queue.
great. It's a smart routing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Incident request licensing. I'm thinking about all the reasons an agent and sorry, a customer can reach to our support. Solved, solved, pending. Yeah, and let's put this as campaign goal. Confirm. Great. Labels. I won't notifications, attention level. Let's create 2 attention levels. Level 1, I'm not very smart with this. I always put the description same as the as the name. Level 1 will be training, and level 2. Level 2. Do you have your support separated in levels also? Okay. Connect messages? No. Rules? No. Okay. So let's go to accounts. Okay. So if I want to add an account for call, you will see these configurations available. But I'm already seeing that we do not have available packages. Do you remember what a package is?
Yes, it's linking the DID and the subtrunk.
Yes. Here I have my agent. Do you see that I have already my support, but it says no accounts configured yet? Okay, so let's disconnect for a bit. And I need to go to the deployer. I'm going to connect. Sorry, my deployer is in Spanish. Let me change it. To change the language of the deployer, we will do it directly on Cassandra. Okay. So by default it's in Spanish. I will change it to English. Obviously for you being able to understand what I'm doing. Okay. So I will connect right now to the i6 server. Okay. Since it's on Ubuntu, I will open a PuTTY. Okay, I am on the i6. Okay. So I will be connecting to Cassandra. Okay. So I here have my language as S. I'm going to change it to N. Okay, set user, deployer system, language ID N. Okay, exit. Great. So let's log in once again. deployer. Great. Now it's in English. Excellent. Okay, so I already know that I need a package for this. Okay, so remember that I have a carrier inConcert. I have an IP trunk to my gateway. Okay, I have my host, my i6 host, and I need for a package a DID and a route. Okay, so let's think about a DID. Okay, 800 50 50 50. Which is the carrier of this inConcert? This is an inbound DID, of course. Why I have single and group? This is because if I have IP trunks or trunk group. Since I have one node, this is just a single. I don't have any group configured. So the only thing I can configure is trunk. Okay, I have my DID. Now I want to configure a route. I have here all countries. Can I use the same route for outbound? Yes, there's no problem to selecting the same route. Okay. Okay, let's create my package. And I want you to see something here. Okay. Remember that I told you that this interface creates everything on asterisk automatically? I want you to show this. Do you see that this command will give me, for example, remember that we created five IP phones. I can see here my server. I can see here my carrier. I can see the number. This is just the one that we created. Do you see it here? I can see here
Yes.
the package. Okay. I can see my campaigns. These are the campaigns that has telephone. Okay. So I want you to look at this because when I create a new package here, I'm going to create a package support. Okay, support. The capacity is 60. The mode is inbound, outbound. The DID is this one. Do I want to assign a code? No. What will be the outbound route? Yes, this one. And I want you to include a package for building. Yes, because I want to be different than the other package that I wanted. Let's see. The other package had 950. I'm going to put here 930. Okay. And I'm going to confirm. When I do this, you are going to see this. So that's what I meant with you don't need us anymore. Okay. We already configured this package, this DID, and inConcert has already created the dial plans. Okay. Okay, so let me put core. How do you understand asterisk? How you are doing with asterisk?
I guess most of us did not work with asterisk before.
Okay. Anwar, no, I can't. I have tried, but I can't. I think you have a Zoom on the software of this meeting on GoToMeeting. I think you have a Zoom, but you're not the
Yes.
first. You're not the first to to ask. Okay, so great. I have a package, but I am missing something, and is assign that package to my VCC. Okay, remember always that. Here are my 5 phones that we were seeing, and I can select right now my package. Okay, so I have already configured a package. Okay, so now I can configure my campaign. Okay, yes, great. I can see it here. Okay, so let's review all the features that we have for telephony. Um, I will need to have a name. I will need to select a distribution. Obviously, I want this to be circular. We can select a language. We can set a priority. We can select to optimize node distribution. For multi-node environments, try to assign calls to same node agent first. Requires uniform incoming mail distribution between nodes. I can still have it on regarding I have just one node. Okay. Client Windows display normal. Allow callback. What is this? A callback for us is the possibility to let me show you training. We know there are different type of callbacks, but this means that I will allow you to go to the abandoned list and call back from the abandoned list. Oh, I see you have called us. What can I help you with? Okay. How many days do you want to retain the abandoned calls? Maybe 2 days. And retain the appointments. We're going to see how an agent can call back this, and it's through an appointment. Okay, I'm still going to put 2. We're going to show you this right now. Okay, so after call work, this is the wrap up time. Okay, I can assign here that the wrap up time will have no limit, or it will be time limited. Okay, so um we always recommend that it will be unlimited. Why? Because if you have configured here, for example, to be limited at 30 seconds and the agent don't disposition the call, we will be losing that typification, right? So that's why we recommend not to put this with a time limited, because if my conversation ended, I have, for example, 20 seconds to do the wrap up and I didn't get on time, inConcert will close that automatically with an empty disposition. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll be putting here no time limit, and you have the tools on the support module to control that, like that kind of stuff. The supervisor can configure, for example, an alarm to know if some agent is more than 20 seconds on wrap up time. Okay, so you do have the tools to control that, but it's not from the agent per se, but with the supervisor. With the supervisor. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Here I have my package. Okay. I will select this. Okay.
Okay.
And here I can see that is inbound, outbound. Here is where I'm going to select if a campaign is just in, just out, or both. Okay.
So it's from the package itself.
Yes, the package is the one that it's going to tell me the uh, the type of campaign that is. Okay. And remember that in the
Okay.
package we configure, for example, the DID. So this is already knowing that this campaign's the ID is this one, and we assign also the prefix,
Okay.
right? Okay. Here I can select the attention levels available for conversations. Okay. If more than one attention level is selected, please select the one of them as the receiver or incoming conversation for activating the control place of distribution of calls. I'm going to select both, and I am going to select here the distribution. Okay. And I have here some feature.
Sorry for
See, yes,
why we selected level 2.
here.
Okay,
But
why? It's supposed to select
I
level
am
1 only and then
no, I just selected I will work with two service levels, but I want all my calls go first to level 1.
okay, so why we selected level 2 if the calls will be um, transferred to level.
On level 2 will only go the calls that level 1 will transfer.
Okay.
Okay. So on incoming, we can configure auto answer. For example, this is for the agent not have to click on answer. Okay. For example, I would recommend you always to not to put 0 because that's very like immediate. Always put from 3 and so. Okay. For the agent have like just maybe just one ring. Okay.
Okay.
Allow agent redial on missing call. Okay. This will allow the agent to redial the client if the call ended. Maybe my client had a problem, he hung up the call. This will allow me to do a redial. We will see it. We will see it right away on the first on the testing. Okay. We have options like voicemail on timeout, voicemail on waiting, okay, and voicemail at out of hours. We have three types of voicemail. This is when I'm out of hours. This is while I am waiting. And this is at the end of my waiting. This is, for example, if I configure here the ACD time to 5 minutes, this means that I will only allow you to be 5 minutes on the queue and I can put here a voicemail. Okay,
Okay.
got it? Okay. Webcam configuration is if I want to set up also uh, A video, no,
Click call.
sorry, a call through internet. We will see,
So
we will
you
review
can
this.
receive calls from the web browser.
Yes. I will show you this maybe tomorrow or Friday. Okay? No, sorry, maybe tomorrow or Thursday. Okay? But I can enable web call. Enable ticket assignment, the same as we have seen. Enable contact management, I will get to this right away. On here, we can assign a flow, an IVR. Yes. We have here process flow available for agent to transfer. Okay. I can assign here all the flows that we have available for the agent to transfer. For example, a survey. Okay.
Okay,
And
so the agent will be able only to transfer the call to one of the flows, or he
yes,
can transfer the call to anyone else?
to an agent can transfer to the campaign, to an agent, to attention level, and to flows that are available here. This is for avoiding the agent to do a mistake and transfer to another process.
Okay, so for the survey, it's automated survey. Once the agent hang up the call, he should be transferred automatically to the survey
No,
without
no, this is not
interact.
automatic. This is a list of process that the agent can transfer to. This is not automatic. This is for me to allow you as an agent to transfer to this process flow.
Okay, so is it available to transfer the call automatically after the agent hang up the call?
No, not for now.
Okay.
Here are the thresholds. Okay. For example, service level, I'm going to put 20. And this is, for example, ghost threshold. I'm going to put here 5. So any call abandoned between 0 and 5 seconds will be treated as ghost. I will enable ACD. No. Here, I will set up another one. No. And here in outgoing, I'm going to set up also service level, average duration if I want to, short or long. The long and short threshold is for me to be able on the reports to treat a call as short or as long. Okay, let me put something here for you to see what this does. Okay, I'm going to put something here. Okay,
Okay,
and
just a clarification, sorry, for the service
uh-huh.
level. So short conversation and long conversation, you said it's available in the report, but incoming, I see more than one service level in the incoming inactivity and long conversation and short conversation.
This applies the same that we saw on chat. For example, here I can set up a top for the waiting. And if I reach that top, I can do a finalized conversation or transfer to a different campaign. But if I don't select this,
Okay.
I don't have that configured. Long and short, I will be sharing you this when we do a call. This is just for reports, for report purposes.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is the main service level, which is calculated by the system, which is ACD weight threshold.
Sorry.
It's ACD weight threshold. This is the main service level.
Yes, this is the main service level for inbound.
Okay.
Okay, and very important on any campaign, we need some audios. For example, music on ACD, wait message on ACD, welcome message, out of hour message, voicemail, music on hold, transfer failure, or a specific VDN. So for example, let me see if I here have. Yes, I do have here. I have here, for example, a music on ACD. I can add a file. I can see upload file. I will confirm this. Oh, wait. Okay, give me a moment. I need to configure something on the VCC. Give me just 1 minute. Okay. Let me see if now I can do it. Music on ACD, add file, upload file. Okay. Obviously, I can put here a welcome message. Thank you for calling inConcert support. We'll be right away with you. This is the music on ACD. I can here put a special message for be repeated. Okay. This is the out of hour message. We're currently not in business hours time. Please call us back from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. This is the voicemail that we configure on if we selected the voicemail option, music on hold, transfer failure, and so. Okay. So let's confirm here. Okay. So I have my package with 850.55. Okay. So this means my i6 receives that number. Okay. I'm going to connect to my gateway. Remember that we have a trunk with the gateway. I will connect one moment to my gateway. Okay. And for testing purposes, I here have a phone connected to my gateway. Okay. Let's put something, etc. Zip.com. Okay, so in my gateway, I have here my trunk with the i6 here. Okay. Okay, and let's see here. Okay, I need to put a special dial plan for this. So if I dial 800 5055 800 850 incoming call to inConcert support. So this means if I get this number, I'm dialing to this i6 server this number. Okay. Okay, so I have here my asterisk. I will show you here asterisk to view how this is working. Okay. So let's show you here and here. Oops. Uh-huh. Okay. So if I dial here, oh, let's connect. I'm already with the age. Okay. I have here support, right? And I have here my support telephony working okay. I have available this. So let's dial. Do you hear if I do this? You're hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see here my call? I'm on the waiting. Okay. So what happened? I received the call. I dial that call to i6 and i6 took the telephony here. Okay. Incoming from package. Okay. Let's put this. Okay. Important stuff. Remember that all the files with telephony audio files needs to be on a specific format. PCU, 16 bits, mono, WAV, and 8000 kilohertz, right? So that's important, okay? Okay, great, I'm here. I'll be putting myself on available. I can't figure out to answer, right? So, wait, wait. So I didn't have to answer the call. inConcert automatically answered that call. Did you see that, right?
Mm.
Here are
Yes.
my controls as an agent. I can hold, mute, unmute. I can bring up the dial pad or keyboard. I can hang up. Here I can requeue, transfer. Remember, I can transfer to a member, to a campaign, to a number, to an attention level, or to a process. Okay. But if I click process, for example, I don't have any process configured on my campaign. Okay. I can see here my ticket. I can see here my attention level 1, right? And I can see here my clients number. Okay. Let's have this call a while.
Okay, so you registered Laura with extension on asterisk to call the DID.
This,
so you can.
yes. This phone is registered on the gateway.
Okay.
So I'm calling the gateway. The gateway is calling I6. I need to do that because remember the trunk that we configure on the deployer is from the gateway.
Okay. I guess we need more details about the asterisk, how to follow the call, how to troubleshoot if there is something wrong in the trunk or something in the gateway.
Mm-hmm. And we can help you with asterisk. We have plenty of experience. Okay, I'm going to hang up the call, okay? So this is what I meant with be able to redial. This is what I meant. So if I click here, if we have configured everything okay, I should be able to redial this number. And here I can finish with my disposition. Okay, I'm going to click solved. Okay, I will be still unavailable. I want to do something first. I want you to see on call by campaign. Campaign support execute. Okay, so let's see. I have campaign, start date, initiative, attention level, level 1. Remember that we configure levels. My Dennis, my address. This is the number of the client. Okay. Contact name, first agent, last agent. Did we develop an agent cert? Yes. This means if I went to search for an agent, okay? It was taken, yes. Abandoned, no. Canceled, no. Service level, no, because I didn't answer my call at 20 seconds. And this is what I meant for long short, okay? So what does this long short do? This means that any call from 0, sorry, if I want to modify this, remember you have to go to channels. Any call from 0 to 20 will be considered as short. So we have here, yes. Any call from 120 and so will be considered as long. So if I am between 20 and 100 seconds, it will be short no and long no. That will be considered as a normal call. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, but what about inactivity?
I don't know. I don't know specifically why we have this. I don't think that it's applicable on calls. I'm going to ask because I don't think that this is this makes sense, right?
Okay,
I will ask because for me it doesn't make sense, right?
exactly. Okay, so how can I get the phone numbers? The customers who called me, is there any kind of report to get customers' phone numbers?
The what? Sorry.
Customer phone number, is it in
Address.
the address?
This is address. This is the number
Okay,
that I put on my peer. On my peer, let me show you. I assign. Oh, sorry. No, it's not this file. On my peer, I put my caller ID as that. This is just to simulate that my phone is this, right? It's like a simulation. On address, you will have the number of the client.
okay. So when I search for the conversation on the archive, or it will be searching by address.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, I just asked about the inactivity threshold on call, and someone in the IDE area just answer me that they are going to review that because it doesn't make sense. Okay, so ghost no. Ender, this is also an important thing on this kind of channels. You can see if the one who hang up is the client or the agent, or maybe a flow. Okay, we have here all the times. Duration time is from the start to the end of the wrap up time. For example, I waited 1 minute and 23 seconds. I didn't have IVR time. I was on the ACD time 1:15, ringing time 8. If you sum this and this, you got the wait time. You have the answering time. Attention time is the time that we talked. And wrap up time is the time that I spend doing the disposition. Disposition solved. Disposition 3, incident solved. Goal, yes. Remember, I put solve as a goal and all this time. Okay. The supervisor can go here, go to archive, and can listen the recording here. To answer, right? So, wait. Okay, he can download also. He sees the typification here and the ticket here. Remember, blue typification, green the ticket, and orange the label. Great. I will now connect as a agent from service level 2. I will be available, and I'm going to put my agent in no ACD. Let's dial. Do you see that my agent doesn't see that call on waiting? Do you see it?
Yes.
Because my agent is okay, he's assigned to the campaign, but he's in level 2. And I configure my campaign to only distribute the calls in level 1. Okay. Do I have another browser here? Yes. Wait, let me connect as the admin again. Administrator. Okay, so if I go here, sorry, wait, I didn't want to put this. Okay. I see I'm waiting this call, okay? But if I want to, I can only, for example, supervise level 2, okay? So I don't have any conversation. I can click whether, and I can see this. And I can see here that he's looking for attention level 1, okay? And that is important because I can see here that I have here one waiting call and I see this agent available, okay? So this can be think of an error, but we do know that this is not an error. I have one waiting here, I have one agent, but this agent is assigned to level 2, and if I go to the waiting, I will see that this interaction is looking for level 1. Okay, let's take that interaction. Let's transfer that to the agent. Let's be available. I don't have to take. Let's put my. Okay, now you see here, and my agent doesn't see anything, right? So I'm looking for level 2. And if I go once again to the supervisor, I now look that this is looking for attention level 2 and agent training admin less than a minute ago transfer that to another attention level. Okay. And I have the call already here. Okay. Obviously, my agent 1 did not disposition the call because the call will be dispositioned here by the last agent. I can hang up here and I can put here. Okay, great. Let's see that. I now see owner, IC, inConcert, agent, and I can see here the two parts of the recording. The first part with agent training admin and the second part with agent agente inConcert. Okay, we're good? Okay, so here on the report I can execute, and this was attended on level 2. The first agent was training, last agent IC agent. The ender, remember that I hung up the call all the times, and we have one difference here that we did transfer to an attention level. This is transfer type, attention level, transfer destination level 2. Okay, and I have 2 audio records. Okay, let's do an abandoned call. Let's hang up. Okay, I have here an abandoned call. But wait, this will be a ghost because I didn't spend more than 5 seconds on the queue. Okay, so I have here 0 abandoned rate. Okay, and how can an agent take this abandoned call? He will need to schedule when to return the call. Okay, he can select now or to a specific date, and this will transfer this interaction to my appointments, and I can select from the appointment to place the call. Okay, so before I do that, let's review outbound. Do you want to do another test with inbound? Do you think of another example that we can try for inbound? Or can we move forward to outbound?
I guess we can move forward.
I have a question regarding the short call or ghost call.
Uh-huh.
If maybe it's a disconnect for a network and the client recall again after 5 minutes or 1 minute and the call goes through successfully.
Mm-hmm.
So the agent is scheduled to call him again.
Mm-hmm.
And when he talk to the client or customer, he will told him that he call back and finish his request for something. It's
Uh,
another call, outbound call, not useless call.
uh, yes, it can happen. That's why maybe you have one specific person to do the callbacks, and maybe that person can see if that number called again or not.
Okay.
Okay, so
Another question regarding the tree of the IVR. It will be located on the listics.
I did not get the question. Sorry. Can you repeat?
The IVR tree, which welcome message and select the language and select after that the options, or this tree call flow. Where is it located in asterisk?
The IVR.
Yes.
No, the IVR will be developed in the process flow. That's a tool that we have for developing IVRs, and we will select it here. That we will see that in I think the next module.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go with outbound calls. Okay. Okay. So for outbound calls, we we have a we have rules for each country to know if the number that you are dialing it's okay. Every user on the platform has, for example, my IC agent. For example, this agent is set to Peru. Okay. I think the user training will set up global settings. Okay. So when I set up a country for my user, I am telling inConcert that this user can dial numbers locally from its area, its country, or globally. Okay. So for example, in Peru, we have this type of number. For example, a cell phone. Oops, sorry. A cell phone is 9, starts always with 9, and has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For example, for Lima, that is the capital, we have 1, always started with 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. And for other regions, we have 8 numbers. Okay. And if you want to dial internationally to Peru, you have to dial 51 and this, or 0051, this, and this. So this is maybe hard to explain, but I need you guys to understand. Okay. If my agent is in Peru, I am saying to inConcert that he can dial this type of phones, and inConcert will know that he needs to put the 51 first, or he can dial plus 51 or 0051. So the only numbers I can dial in local format is Peru. And if I want to dial another country, I will need to dial plus country or 00 country area phone. Okay. Another example. For example, training is set up to global, so he cannot dial any local number. And if I have another agent, for example, set to USA, I'm telling that he can dial local numbers only on the US, and any other country he has to dial internationally. Okay. So we do have rules to um, to know if the number is correctly formatted. Okay. So for example, if I want to dial from this that is in Peru, I cannot dial 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. Why? Because number 12345 from code 51, did you see 51? Does not exist. inConcert has rules configured on how the number should be formatted, or what's the nomenclature of the number. Okay, inConcert will only allow me to dial correct numbers. It doesn't matter that the phone exists or not, but the important thing is that the format, the nomenclature is okay. So for example, if I want to dial 12345, he will bring me that message because I don't have any rule for 12345. Okay, but maybe my cell phone, for example, my cell phone is sorry, internationally my cell phone is this one. Okay, but I can dial this because I in Peru and he knows that plus 5199 is a correct number. So if I do this, he's going to at least try the call. Okay, I set up, but he knows that that's a valid call and he has some validations. Okay, or for example, I can dial plus 51 9971. I can also dial like this. Okay, I want to hang up, and also I can dial. I think I can dial with 00. I think so. 0051. Okay, so it's important, and you need to understand what's the importance of the user's country. Okay, I don't know if Mohammed, can you explain how we did this configuration, for example, with Raja? I think you put users with global configuration, and they always need to
Yeah,
to dial
we need
with
to
the
dial
country
the
code.
country code always. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. We
because
try.
actually that
Mhm.
list you have the phone codes and doesn't include most of the countries in our region. So we need like to add them. I think for
Yes,
Egypt, for Germany, etc. But anyway, they are added like maybe in different way. So the safest way is just to use the country code always.
yes. Maybe, and this can happen. Maybe we need to update our codes. Okay, so for example, it happened with Argentina. I remember a project last year that we had missing several area codes, and our client didn't have the chance to dial. So if that happens, and Mohammed has experience with that, we can add and update those codes. Okay, for example, if I'm trying to dial this phone and inConcert is giving me an error, maybe I have missing a rule. So we can have updated the phone codes and try to keep that uh, in on date. Okay, so having said that, how an outbound call works. Okay, so let me show you. Remember that we put on the deployer that we can have a route to all countries. That also means that I can set up the countries that he can dial. So if I set all countries, I'm able to dial plus 51, plus 1, plus 34, plus 35, all the countries that I know. But if my rule says, for example, only Peru, I can only set plus 1, or I can only call Peru. I'm talking about this. Mhm. Here on the route, I set all countries. So I am able to dial any country. But if, for example, I change this and I put only Peru, that means that I will be only available to dial plus 51. If I try to dial, I don't know, plus 34, that is Spain, I will be having an error, no outbound route configured for 34. Okay? Understood?
Okay.
Okay. So how this is working? Remember that we configure our package. Our package has this outbound rule. The outbound rule is set to all countries. And here I have my list one. List one was the gateway trunk. So I am saying that the i6 server will send the call to the gateway. Okay. So if I here see this and I dial from here, let's start a new call. I will trigger an error. I'm calling. Do you see this? Why I'm having an error here? Because I'm trying to dial a local number and my agent has global configuration. So I need to call like this. I cannot call like this because he doesn't have a local rule for global settings. I always need to dial here. So if I do this, why is my phone ringing? Because I'm receiving 950 519971. But wait, did I not put 530? Yes, I'm calling through inConcert campaign. Here, when I click on this, I need to select my campaign and I put here on support package 930. So let me see. Do you see here 930?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what we put here in our package. Do you see? I already had another package name inConcert. Here I have 950, and this is our package support. We have 930. inConcert is assigned to another campaign, to our campaign name inConcert. Do you see it here inConcert and support? So that's how we can have uh, two types of prefixes for each campaign, and we can have different behaviors for one campaign to another, because maybe I need to set up for this a different caller ID from this. Okay, let's see all the calls that we made right now, because I want you, let's log out this user. Okay, and let's log in with the administrator. Okay, because I want to show you I did like 4 or 5 calls, right? Sorry. Okay. The calls that had an error are not shown in the reports because that interaction did not go through. Okay. The only call that I see is the outbound call. Do you see here out? the initiative out, the only call I see is the one that I dial plus 51, blah, 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 blah. And canceled, yes, means that I hung up the call before my client took the call. Okay? So if I do an inbound call, let me take that call. I will hang up here. And if I want to do a redial, you have to be very careful to have that number to be able to call. Do you see that I cannot call because I don't have a rule for plus 990302450, right? Because this is local. If I do this, this is the same problem for me having a new call. So for example, if I change this, I will change my caller ID to 51. Okay. For me to receive the call as this, okay? We're talking. Blah, 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 blah. And if I hang up and I do a redial because my client hung up, I can now redial. Okay? Okay, let's see this. Okay, great. I had my inbound and I have my outbound. I have here a hold.
For the outbound call that you received in your mobile, what is the caller ID you have received? It's 9396, which configured in the package.
Sorry?
The caller ID that you received in your phone.
It's
Which
something,
one?
this. 800 555, this something that I put here. I put it on the asterisk. It's something that needs to be configured on asterisk.
Yes. Configured
So
for
for
the
Those are not
campaign.
real calls, they mean, right? Yeah. Like Laura, you are trying to pass those numbers, but you are not making a call through an ISP or telecom provider, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's the point. Maybe he's asking about that. We are making the test calls here all internally,
Oh, yes.
and we are passing or forcing to show the caller ID that we want. And of course, those are free calls.
Okay.
And that's not her mobile. You are asking about that X-Lite, that soft phone on the computer.
Okay, I get it. But if we configured to call mobile, configuring the caller ID or masking in the asterisk or here?
I will try to do that on the asterisk.
We usually do it in asterisk in the dial plan, usually to send the required DID.
Okay. It will be configured for overall the campaign or for user or for queue or for what?
Per campaign, per dial plan, I think. I don't know. Laura can explain more. She is the expert.
Okay.
Laura, you can answer him.
I would prefer to do that on the asterisk.
Yeah, but I mean, he is asking like, is it possible like to make it per user or per queue? As I know that we do it per dial plan, like the
Campaign. No, per
campaign, right?
campaign. By
Yeah,
user is
because we send
I cannot
prefix.
I cannot detect one specific user on the dial plan.
But you know, the workaround here, the user can select campaign when he make outbound, right? So if we have different campaigns, we can configure different rules for each one and maybe try to send different caller ID or different trunk each time.
Okay.
Because in the each campaign, we assign packages, right? In the packages in the provisioning, we have the option to configure prefix. So that's what we usually do. For example, if I'm making
Yes.
call from this campaign, I put different prefix.
Yes.
So asterisk will see that prefix and use
Yes.
different.
This, Mohammed. This. 950, 930. That's why I was explaining this.
Based on these prefixes, a caller ID is configured. Correct?
Yes, because
Yeah,
for example, here on asterisk, you can put here. I have a rule that everything that comes, I will send it to my phone. But if I do here a rule for 950, sorry, 950. What? 950. 950. 950. And then I do a rule for 930, I can specify a caller ID for both. I can do here a separation if I have 930 set the, for example, this. See this? Set caller ID num to this. But if I am with 930, set the caller ID to this. And this what is doing, let me show you. My agent, this agent has support and inConcert. So if I dial from inConcert, I will receive on my phone what? 640, 2440. Okay. But if I
Okay.
dial from support, what's the difference? I put as another caller ID. I put 800 5055, right?
Right.
Okay.
and I think Ahmed, your question like where we configure that prefix, that's in the packages that we are
Yes.
creating in
Yes, here.
the provisioning
In the
here.
package.
Then we assign in the campaign that we want. Because in the campaign, you will not see the prefix, but we know, for example, package called support has prefix 930. So you should know this already, like when you assign the package to the campaign, you know what is the package or what's the prefix configured here. So you know what's the prefix will arrive to asterisk when you make outgoing call and send it through the required trunk.
Understood?
For me, yes. Ahmed, if it's clear?
Yes, thank you. But
No.
I have asked kind of question regarding the base 10 or telecom lines we are using to outbound. If we make masking or changing the caller ID, but we go through the B10 line. It will be discard this masking and go through number
Now,
of the range.
this prefix 930, it has to be stripped usually before we send now this one going to asterisk PBX. Now, after asterisk PBX, we remove the prefix and send it out. Now, the number you want to send as caller ID, it must be from the range allowed by the ISP.
Right, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, do we have something more for outbound? Well, yes. I was explaining you have to be so then you have to be careful with the numbers that you are receiving because the outbound call has the rules. Okay, so I hear. Do you hear the wait? The wait music?
Yes.
This is the one that I configure on the campaign. Okay, so I'll be hanging up. Okay, I now have one new. So if I go here, we already know that I won't be able to return the call to this because there is no outbound route for this. Okay, so that's why I generated this. So if I want to take this call, I will be scheduling now this number. I can select another. Okay, so I can set here, let's go back this. I will send it to my appointments. And here, since I know this is not done properly, I can assign this 00 plus 1 990 30 24 50. Okay, okay, confirm. I have my 2 abandoned calls here, and I just this is saying that it's on time. Okay, okay, take the call. And if I take the call, it will be automatically sent. Do you see here? So if my client doesn't answer, I will hang up here. Okay, maybe I am missing a disposition, abandoned, not solved. Okay, or maybe my client did answer. Hello, we're returning the call. Blah 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 blah. Okay, questions?
Okay. If you would like to pass the configuration as is to the SIP trunk, for example, if we have like SIP trunk between the gateway and Avaya, for example, as we have right now. So we need to pass the number as is, as the user dial. So we can use the global settings.
I can do it on 2 ways. I can here modify my rule on my gateway and send to you whatever you want. And that's why we prefer to have an asterisk, a gateway asterisk before your Avaya, right? Because if we configure the Avaya directly to the I6, you should be receiving the numbers as I dial them. For example, you'll be receiving this, and you will be the one to set up the rules for this. Okay? Or we can do the modifications on the dial plan processors. Here, we can set up something to modify what we are sending. For example, if you say to me, oh, Laura, I don't want to get 930, or if you send me the number, I need you to remove this 51. If you want me to do some specification with my dial plan, I need to configure a dial plan processor. So we have several ways to do it. Since I have my gateway, I myself prefer to do all that here. But if I don't have a gateway to do so, we can do it here. And that's why we have a dial plan processor here.
Okay, interesting.
Great.
Laura, when we generate the outbound report,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to know who the agent calls someone, certain one, someone. Yes, from the, okay.
You have it here. On outbound, usually first and last are the same.
Okay.
You can here see initiative, out, address, the number that you dial, and first agent and last agent, the agents. And you can see take it yes or cancel it yes. Usually an outbound call zone is a code that I send and I hang up because no one was answering.
Okay.
Okay, so let's wrap up for today. Okay, and let's continue tomorrow with other configurations. Okay.
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 Okay, great. I'll be then closing the meeting and I will upload the recording to the folder. See you tomorrow, guys.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Bye.
See you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
You, like,